seasick, everybody. We do this every time. Need to get better lighting in here. Bones, what's up, buddy? I got to stack up some eclipse for the 13th, so I got some cedar to do, and I got some exotic woods here. I'm not sure the species. And then I got a piece that I got glued up that's got a bunch of epoxy in here that I got to, I'm going to turn this into a dab spoon holder. And with these bigger blanks right here, I'm going to make these smaller clips about that long. And then I'm going to do a smaller piece to hold a matching piece for a holder. Goodness, I'm getting tongue tied. Out of those two pieces, I'm going to do a roach clip and a dab spoon like a matching set. There we go. Hey, Butler, how you doing? TD Knives, thank you for coming in. Oh, goodness, I lost my own life. Ooh, there we go. Let me get over here. Alright. Let me set this down. I'm going to get with it, y'all. Let's see. I got to find a different spot to put my phone. I think right there might work. We'll have to see how that goes. Where I've had it here the past few times doing my lives, it's really starting to tweak my neck with the way I turn to look at the chat, and I want to stay up with chat. I don't know what I'm gonna do. One of these first. I'm itching to see how this is gonna turn out. So this is the less dense of the two woods. I'm not sure what it is. And I ordered my pin set, or not a set of pins, but I ordered the mandrel kit. It's got the pin mandrel and the tube cutters and all that stuff, so I can get ready to start turning some ink pins. I'm gonna have to order me some pin kits now. But we'll be doing roach clips, ink pins, all kind of stuff then. Alright. Let's see. Alright, let's see. I'm going to get my dust mask set up. And we're going to see. Ooh, this is going to be longer. This is alright. I'm going to keep, like I said, I'm going to split this up. And I'm going to do a roach clip so far. And then I'm going to leave myself some room to do a little dab spoon holder. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, little dab spoon holder. Now, this is a piece of cedar that I done a while back. This is my own. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a little piece of this down here and make something like that. And then put the, use my center point down here for my hole for my spoon. And then I'll use that section for the clip. But yeah, that's what I plan on. That's what I want to do with this piece. I've never turned this kind of wood, so I don't know how it's going to react. I'm going to kind of prop up and go easy with it because I don't want to bust it. It's a special piece to me. It was in one of my I'm going to use her word, one of my blessing boxes, and it was an awesome blessing for sure. But alright, enough babble. I'm going to turn my dust collector on, which is my noise makers, and get with it. So I hope y'all enjoy. Thank you. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Hit them buttons. Hey Tina, thank you for stopping by. I'm fixing the mask up now and get at it. Amy, I just finished watching that bloom video with your ornaments before I started this. That was pretty cool. I like those colors. I would. Is your wife okay? I saw that stumble. I saw it get up. I just want to make sure she's okay. I left it live running when I started this one. Hey Suzanne, thank you for coming in. Hey Tim. But yeah, Plywood, I hope your wife's okay. Yeah, she's good? Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't know. I heard you say that you were doing the therapy for the hip and then she stumbled, so I didn't know if it was hip issues, but then you said that little bush, so that's good. I'm glad she's okay. Hey, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hit that like. I'm going to get back at it. Still got a flat spot right there. It's almost gone. Yeah, a little more pressure. I don't want to split it. kind of flat spot. Look, I know it looks round. Still got a little flat spot right there. Almost. I get that flat. Goodness. I feel like I'm yelling. I probably am. I get this flat spot right here out, then I'll be able to get my shape to it. That's what I'm working on. It's almost gone, but we're getting there. Whew. Feel like it's working. I ain't used to turning on one with that much length in there. I normally have them shorter than that, so I could use a little bit longer tool rest right now, but I can work back and forth because I'm going to split it. If the wood don't split, because it's good and strong, that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to put too much pressure on there and it split down here at the ends, but I'm going to leave it right here as the bottom, and I'm going to, do my design to it and probably put the roach clip to about right there. But I need to go ahead and get this end shaped up and sanded down when I start getting it thin down here, because once I have it thin right here, there ain't going to be no putting much tool work way out here, because it's going to snag. If I get a catch, it'll break when it's thin. So I need to get this part of it done first, then step it down and do the clip part down here. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is separate that dab spoon roach clip. But whew, that seemed like a mouthful. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sitting back just a second to get a little pressure off my back. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. I know I've been doing a bunch of lives, so if there's something that y'all got to do, go by all means. Don't feel that you have to watch my lives, but if y'all want to watch my lives, that's awesome. I greatly appreciate it. I'm just trying to get a bunch of stuff done right now, and so I figure if I'm videoing it, I'll be moving more and getting more done. But all right, y'all, I'm fixing to get back at it. Enjoy the show. Thank you. I gotta turn this down for a second. Got a little nick in my blade right there. It's about time to retire this set. My round cutter's got the same thing. I got a little bitty flat spot on the round one. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, I guess, retire this one. I have a brand new set I haven't opened, and then I have another set that I'm sharpening. I think all the cutters in that set are okay. It's crazy, that little bitty nick, you can barely see it, but it'll leave a line in that wood. Real bad in the epoxy. The wood, it doesn't stand out as bad. I can lose it real quick, but alright, that one's better. Alright, is Miss Francis made pop through? If Miss Francis has come through, this is a piece of the wood that she sent me a little while ago. I don't know if she's in here or not. I haven't been watching all the chat, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this the dab spoon holder. I'm gonna put my little bevels and all in this end, and then spin this one down for the roach clip. But alright, I'm getting back at it. Y'all, thank you for tuning in. Hey, Mr. Johnny. I ordered me a pin set today, or a mandrel set today to do pins. I can't wait. That's 320. Heck yeah, y'all hit that like, double tap that screen for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Well, that's 1,000. $1,200. Some 1,500 over it, and then I'm going to put a little bit of that Yorkshire on there. Oh man. Alright, I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but I just sucked my skew into the daggone vacuum hose, so I hope it didn't go around the corner. Oh goodness, my luck it did. Bear with me, y'all. It ain't all the way down the hose, so I can try to walk it back out. Alright, here it comes. Got it. There it goes. That would have been a mess. I don't know what kind of wood this is, but daggum, it's everywhere. It's turning good though. Alright. Get my I can see glasses and get my polish real quick. No, I was trying to suck up some of that daggum sawdust and I sucked this thing up, man. It dang near went to the dust deputy. Alright, I hope everybody's doing good. Thank you for tuning in, watching my craziness. I'm just going to put a little bit of Yorkshire on here. I'm finishing this piece up and getting this ready in case I have any kind of incidences down here. This is done and then I'll be able to just cut it off and redo. But as long as I go easy, I should be alright. And then I'm going to do a roach clip down here out of this piece, and so it'll be matching roach clip and dab spoon piece. That's the plan. I'm going to put some of this polish on. Basically, I'm just using the Yorkshire for the beeswax and mineral oil at this point. And that's the only way, that's about as far as I'm going to seal the wood. That way it keeps that natural shine and everything, and then somebody else, they can just put oil on it every now and then, or if it's used enough, I would figure the oils from their hands will keep it good enough so it don't crack. I don't think it's going to crack though, it's pretty dry. But I did this in the past. Did a roach clip like halfway through, turned it real skinny, and then went to do the stuff at the end and it broke on me. So I'm going to do all the work on the end. That way I'm not putting a load down here. It'll all be down here, so I should be good to go. And I'll turn it off so we can see what it's going to look like. That's not bad. And again, I don't know what kind of wood this is. This was a piece that Miss Francis sent me with some other blanks. It was sealed up. It was I guess it was meant to be a pen blank of some sorts, but I have no idea on the species. It's got tight grain though. You can see the grain here, but it's not that dark. In person, you can see it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up good. I like it though. It's gonna look good. I'm gonna do the clip down here now. Oh, this stuff out of the way. Alright, let me see here. For anybody that was tuned in to earlier lives, I was doing the epoxy. I went ahead and got the clip attached to them, and I still have to finish. I'm working on sanding these down. I still have to go down a few more grits and then put the polish on the end. But that's what I did earlier today. But that's my roach clips, and then we're going to do roach clips here. And then for anybody just tuning in, I'm going to take this part, drill it through, and put a dab spoon on that end. Alright, let me get back at it. Dust mask. Let me get a little bit of water, y'all. I've been going crazy with the lives. Trying to get me a rhythm figured out. I think I can do early morning, but I notice when I get on early morning to go, Mr. Roy's on doing, and it's like, oh, I'm trying not to step on anybody else doing their lives. And my crazy butt was out here at 5 a.m. this morning setting up, getting ready to go. So I don't know if I can set me up an early morning time or a late afternoon time. I'm trying to figure out what's going to work better for me. I can't set no daggone routine or a schedule hardly, because right now with appointments and one vehicle running back and forth, the scheduling's a little hard. But alright, enough babble. I'm going to get back at it, y'all. I gotta be careful down here.
is it chattering like that?
Did y'all see that? I don't know why it's chattering like that. That thing hopped real hard just then. I do not want this to break. I don't know if my rest is too high. I don't know what I'm doing right there. But I know I don't want that to break. I'm going to come down just a touch. I know it's going to start getting iffy once it gets skinny, so I'm going to try to get it close and then work it more back down here and get what I want and then start working it in right here. But I got to for my brain to work on it right, I got to bring it all kind of down together. That's why y'all see me. I'm all over the place when I work on pieces. But thank you for tuning in. Y'all please hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going to get back at it.
That's to plug in my other phone so I don't lose chat. Alright. Okay. Ooh, I don't know why it's chattering right there like that so bad. Oh, it made me nervous. I don't have a skew. This would be about the closest thing. And this really ain't for the lathe. I need to sharpen it. It's dull. I'm gonna go pink. I'm gonna break. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna break. I know I'm gonna break. And then we're gonna break like fire. Come on. goodness. I just gotta get one more and I'll try to sand it up. Oh. I need that a little bit smaller. Come on. Almost there, and I put that daggum cooler back there. Let me get that out. All right, sandpaper. One more thing. Let's see. That's a bit long. I'll probably Alright, I'm going to cut it right there. I'm just trying to get a little straight mark. Alright, it's sanding time. Ooh, I thought I was going to break it. I get all these tool marks out from sanding. $240. $320. 400. 600. 1,000. 1,200. 1,500. Pretty much done.
Ooh, I can take this daggone mask off. Man, I'm growing my beard out, and so it's fun trying to tuck my beard up in this mask. Alright, this is my Yorkshire paste. Gonna help darken it all up, make all them grains come out. It's hard to see the grain in this wood. I don't know what kind of wood it is. Like I said, it's a piece that Miss Francis had sent me, and I like it though. It's got a good color to it. Thank you, Billy. I said I'm going to cut it off right there and then flatten the bottom right there, put the spoon in that end, put my clip right there, and then I'm going to cut it off right here. It don't match. It almost needs to be shorter and spun a little different. It don't look right down there. I tried to make it like a matching set, but towards the end of this one, it started getting real chattery, I guess because it was getting thinner. But yeah, if I wouldn't have slowed it down, I'd have probably broke it. But the next piece, I'll go ahead and cut it off. I won't try to spin them both together. That way I don't have that chattering issue. But I am glad it didn't break though, because that way I do have a little kind of a set deal to go with it. Again, I'm just using the paste on there to get that wax and oil on there. Oh, goodness. That's not good. You got me a bunch of daggone sawdust on top of my wax. have to watch that, make sure I don't start scratching nothing. Alright, I'm gonna get a clean cloth, take the rest of that off of there. Alright. Okay. That one kind of worked me a little bit. Then I got a little bit of tear out right there, I guess because it was chattering so bad on this piece. I hate that. Come on. Alright, it is good though. Not bad. I wish I didn't have that little bit of tear out right there. Where's my wrench? Yeah, it got a shine to it. It'll it should soak into it a little bit and then lose a little bit of that shine. It's just a little bit of that beeswax and then mineral oil. I'm gonna try something real quick. I don't like, it's got a little bit of tear out right here and it's almost kind of rough, and I don't want that rough feeling in it. Try to sand that a little smooth right there. Take it a little bit heavier, maybe 600. Quality control in the works, y'all. Nice, much better. A little bit of polish back over that little spot. Oh, nice. And got rid of that tear out and that roughness right there too. All right, perfect. I'm happy with that now. Sorry that one took so long. But yeah, I'll cut her off right there and then sand that nice and smooth. Go through the grits and get it like this with the polish. And then again, I'll do the same here. I'll cut this piece off right here and then I'll sand this bottom smooth. And then I'm going to take a little bit of sand and polish because it's got a little machine look right there. But I'm going to drill straight down through there because that's perfectly centered now because it just come off the lathe. And then I'll put my my spoon down in there and I'll epoxy that in. And then clip it there. And then that'll be a matching set. Awesome. Alright, y'all. I've been on here enough. It's almost 5 o'clock. I need to shut down to make sure I got my honey-do list done before my wife gets home. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll cut those up. I'll clean them, polish them, get them done, and I'll post a finished picture on a community post. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Please hit that like and subscribe, all that good mess for me. And the next round, this is another piece of the wood that I got from Miss Francis. I'm not sure of the species. It's a darker and a more dense. This one's heavier, but this one I'll measure it up to what I just turned, because they're both the same length pretty much. And I'll cut off a small piece for the spoon, and then I'll have the piece for the clip. That way I can be a little more aggressive and it don't chatter as bad and all that. Because yeah, I thought I was gonna break it down there. But again, thank you everybody for tuning in, and have an awesome night. All that good mess, and yeah, this is fun. Awesome, y'all. Thank you. God bless everybody. Y'all have an awesome night and stay laid back. Check out all these channels.